Hello, English learners, and welcome back to English Podcast. I am Hava, and he is Jan. Jan! Hello, everyone! Today we have a special episode to help you learn English quickly through conversation. Hava. Yes. In this podcast, we will speak slowly and clearly so you can understand and practice with us. Jan. You can listen, repeat, and improve your English step by step. Hava! Let's begin our English learning journey. I am very happy that you are listening to this English learning podcast today. Learning English can be an exciting journey. Many people around the world want to speak English confidently, but sometimes they feel nervous or unsure about how to improve. The good news is that learning English does not have to be difficult. With the right habits and daily practice, anyone can improve their English step by step. One of the best ways to learn English is by listening. Listening helps your brain become familiar with the sounds of the language. When you listen regularly, you start to recognize words and understand sentences more easily. Many learners think they must memorize many grammar rules first. Grammar is important, but communication is more important. If you listen and practice speaking, your grammar will improve naturally over time. Let's talk about daily habits that can help you learn English faster. The first habit is listening to English every day. You can listen to podcasts, watch videos, or listen to conversations like this one. Even if you only listen for 15 or 20 minutes a day, it will help your brain become comfortable with the language. The second habit is reading. Reading simple English books, articles, or short stories can improve your vocabulary. When you read, you see how words are used in sentences. The third habit is speaking. Speaking is very important. Many learners are afraid of making mistakes, but mistakes are part of learning. Every mistake helps you understand the language better. Now, let's imagine a normal day in English. In the morning, many people wake up early and start their day with a cup of coffee or tea. Some people like to exercise in the morning. Others prefer to read or check the news. Starting your day with English practice can be very helpful. For example, you can listen to an English podcast while drinking coffee or while traveling to work or school. Another useful method is describing your daily activities in English. For example, you can say, "Today I woke up at 7 in the morning. I prepared breakfast. I went to work. I met my friends." These simple sentences help your brain think in English. Now, let's talk about motivation. Learning a language takes time and patience. Some days you will feel motivated, and some days you may feel tired or discouraged. When that happens, remember why you started learning English. Maybe you want to travel, study abroad, find a better job, or communicate with people from different cultures. English is one of the most widely used languages in the world. It connects people from many different countries. That is why learning English can open many opportunities. Another important idea is consistency. Practicing a little every day is better than studying many hours only once a week. Even 10 or 15 minutes of daily practice can create big progress over time. Let's also talk about vocabulary. Many learners try to memorize long lists of words. That can sometimes be boring.
Hello again, everyone. This is Jan speaking, and welcome back to our English Learning Podcast. In this section, I will continue helping you practice English through simple explanations and natural speaking. The goal of this podcast is to help you improve your listening and feel more comfortable with the English language. Learning English is a journey, and every learner moves at a different speed. Some people learn quickly at the beginning, while others need more time to feel confident. Both situations are completely normal. What matters most is practicing regularly and staying patient. One of the best ways to improve your English is listening every day. When you listen often, your brain slowly becomes familiar with English sounds, pronunciation, and sentence structure. Even if you do not understand every word at first, your listening skills will improve over time. Another helpful technique is repeating what you hear. After listening to a sentence, pause the audio and repeat it aloud. This simple habit improves both pronunciation and speaking confidence. Let's talk about vocabulary for a moment. Vocabulary means the words that you know and understand. Instead of trying to memorize hundreds of words in one day, it is much better to learn a few words and use them in real sentences. For example, if you learn the word opportunity, you might say, "Learning English gives me many opportunities in life." Using new words and sentences helps your brain remember them more easily. Now imagine a simple daily situation. You wake up in the morning, prepare breakfast, and start your day. Try describing these actions in English. You might say, "I wake up early, I drink coffee, and I start working on my tasks." Practicing daily routines in English is a powerful way to improve. Finally, remember that learning should be enjoyable. Choose topics that interest you and keep practicing every day. The more you listen and speak, the more confident you will become. Thank you for listening and keep learning English with us.
This is Hava speaking. I hope you enjoyed listening to Jan in the previous section. He talked about consistency, vocabulary, and how important daily practice is for improving your English. In this part, I would like to continue our conversation and share a few more simple ideas that can help you learn English more comfortably. Many learners think they need perfect grammar before they start speaking, but the truth is that communication is more important than perfection. Even if your sentences are simple, you can still express your ideas clearly. The most important step is to start speaking and not be afraid of mistakes. Let's imagine a small conversation between friends. One friend might ask, "What did you do today?" You could answer, "Today I studied English, listened to a podcast, and practiced some new words." This kind of simple conversation is very useful because it helps you organize your thoughts in English. Another helpful method is describing the things around you. For example, look around your room and try to describe what you see. You might say, "There is a table near the window. I have a notebook on the table. My phone is next to the notebook." These small descriptions train your brain to think directly in English. Listening also becomes easier when you focus on the main idea instead of every single word. Sometimes learners stop listening because they miss one word, but that is not necessary. Try to understand the general meaning of the sentence. With time, your understanding will become stronger. Before we finish this section, remember one important thing. Learning English should be enjoyable and relaxed. Do not rush the process. Practice a little every day, listen carefully, and speak whenever you have the chance.
Another useful way to practice English is by asking questions during conversations. Questions help you keep a discussion active and also give you more chances to listen and respond. For example, if someone tells you about their day, you can ask simple questions like, "What did you do after that?" Or "Did you enjoy it?" These small questions make conversations more natural and interactive. It is also helpful to learn common expressions that people use in everyday communication. Native speakers often use short phrases such as, "That sounds great," "I see what you mean," or "That's interesting." When you use expressions like these, your English begins to sound more natural and fluent. Another important skill is speaking slowly and clearly. Many learners try to speak very fast because they think it sounds more fluent. But speaking too quickly can create mistakes and confusion. Instead, focus on clear pronunciation and natural rhythm. When you speak clearly, people understand you better and your confidence grows. You can also improve by telling short stories about your experiences. For instance, you might talk about something that happened yesterday. You could say, "Yesterday I spent some time studying English. I listened to a podcast and practiced new vocabulary. Later in the evening, I watched a short video in English." Sharing small stories like this strengthens both vocabulary and sentence structure. Over time, these simple practices make a big difference. Listening regularly, speaking clearly, asking questions, and describing experiences all help you become more comfortable with English. The key idea is to keep using the language as much as possible in everyday situations.
And when you continue practicing, like Jan explained, you will slowly notice something interesting. English will start to feel more natural to you. At first, you may need to think carefully before speaking, but with time your mind begins to form sentences more easily. Another good habit is listening to English while doing simple daily activities. For example, you can listen to podcasts while walking, cooking, or traveling. Even short listening sessions every day can make a big difference over time. You can also challenge yourself by repeating useful phrases that you hear. When you repeat sentences, you train your mouth and your ears at the same time. This helps improve pronunciation and confidence when speaking. Remember that progress happens step by step. Every new word you learn and every conversation. Your practice brings you closer to fluency. Thank you very much for listening to our English Learning Podcast. And don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can continue learning English with us in the next episodes.
Continuing from what Hava explained, another effective way to improve your English is by connecting ideas when you speak. Instead of saying short, separate sentences, try linking them with words like and, but, so, or because. For example, you could say, I listened to a podcast this morning and I learned new vocabulary words. Linking sentences makes your English sound smoother and more natural. It is also helpful to practice describing feelings and opinions. For example, you can say, I feel happy when I practice English because I can understand more words each day. Expressing feelings helps you practice different vocabulary and sentence structures, which builds confidence in speaking. Another tip is to use English in real-life situations. You can speak with friends, write short messages in English, or even talk to yourself while doing daily tasks. These small actions create a strong habit and make English a natural part of your life. Listening actively is important too. Try to notice how native speakers pronounce words and how they use expressions in daily conversations. Mimicking their rhythm and intonation can help you sound more natural. Finally, remember that learning a language is a journey. It is normal to make mistakes and forget words sometimes. The key is to keep practicing and not give up. Every effort you make, even small, brings you closer to your goals. Thank you very much for listening to this extended conversation. We hope it helped you improve your English skills. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel so you can continue learning with Hava and me in the next episodes. Happy learning!